Hi guys, Sarah here with you, and today I want to talk about not just storyboards but common errors that some people do in storyboards which may not make the look of the story really good. Now, storyboards are just simple drawings, you know. They're storyboards for everything, for movies, mangas, comic, you name it, there's a storyboard for it. And storyboards make things easier for the people working on the project to understand what's happening. Now, normally in a cinematic storyboard there would be like a picture like this, or a scene or something, and 2 or 3 lines in which they describe what's happening in the scene, like the title of the scene, title maybe 26 or something, and the name, or trying to describe what's happening in there, 2 people facing each other having a serious talk or something, background scene, so on like that. Of course, storyboards in movies also kind of show, like, this is a light, the light's coming from over here and they're shooting from up here. So these are kind of examples in which how to use storyboards in movies. In mangas and comics, a little different, because in cinema stuff I feel that the storyboard is kind of still in a way, but in comics and mangas it feels like the storyboard is moving, because you have, or there is a sense of motion in it, because you have a dialogue coming from somewhere here, 2 characters talking, for example. And usually it's not just squares, because in cinemas it's usually divided into 4 panels like this, or 6, or as far as I know that is. But in mangas and comics you have the whole page, you can divide them into 6 panels, or maybe play around with the panels, you know. It depends really on what kind of thing you're doing. So it's kind of an example of a page in a manga. But storyboards, you know, everyone does storyboards. So what is the common things or common mistakes that people get to do in storyboards? Now, this was told to me when I was training in the animation studio. Repetition. In other words, you have 2 characters, like this is panel 1, for example. And this is really such a quick sketch that I don't need to do any cleaning or anything. I just need to explain something here. So, this guy, for example, he is talking or saying something. We're gonna give him some hair here. Maybe, how are you doing? In this panel. How are you doing? And then we go to the next panel and someone answers him like this. Let's make it a girl this time. And it's just really quick and fast. I am doing fine. And that is a mistake. That is the biggest problem a lot of people during storyboards might face. Repetition. They're both repeating the same position, which practically render your comic motionless. The characters need to move. The characters, the right way to do this, seriously, in my imagination, would be if here I have the same guy from before. He is standing or sitting or whatever. He is just facing this 3/4 view. How are you doing? Then we can play around a bit with how she answers. How about if we bring her, maybe here's another panel. from the side preview, or side or whatever, you know, they're sitting both, and maybe this panel is on a different place. I'm just giving an example here. So she's sitting, and I'm fine, or so. You see, this is not repetition, you know, and it's really absolutely random. If I have more time, or if I stay to do a full-length panel, it will take forever. So it's just a quick thing. You see, when you are doing a comic or a manga, it's not like a movie. In movies and cinemas or songs, it's kind of accepted, you know? They move from one frame to this frame. But in mangas, you need to, or comics, you need to make the characters or the thing feel alive. So here's the table he's sitting on, and here's her table, for example. And of course, this panel is absolutely weird. Let me show you something else. We want to make it not doing a lot of repetitions. So this is an example from my own work. So it's not exactly the most best thing you'll see, but repetition. Here's profile. Then we went ahead to another angle, and then she wakes up. So it's going like this. Then she wakes up. Here's another panel, and here's another one, and here's another one. So every drawing is a little bit different. Adding a little bit of details in the backgrounds will help. This is probably a good looking panel. You know, my panels are really just random. They're so random, and most importantly, I don't try to do repetition in a lot of ways, okay? Sometimes also, I want to point something out, a close-up. You see, this character over here, she is standing, the same position didn't change. In some situations, you need to do a close-up on the character. So, there's a little change in her motion. She's holding her us in her hands, and now she's holding her tight. And because we want to concentrate on this character. So sometimes repetition is kind of accepted in the way the story goes. But seriously, don't try to do a lot of repetition in the story, so then your story will look still and very boring. So that's a common error in storyboards. As I said, there's also the close-ups and other type of things. Usually close-ups include lots of details. When you're looking at the characters, you need to concentrate a lot on the face details, because the face usually is very much bigger than the rest of the body. So maybe you can concentrate a bit. Well, this is storyboards, but it's just, you know, keeping in mind that when you're doing close-ups, especially on the face, you need to, if you're expressing something, you need to stress on the eyes. So keep that in mind, stressing on the eyes and in the face and the hair details. Okay, so this is not really storyboard, but it is something that was told to me, so I wanted to give note of it when you're doing your work. But I believe a lot of people already know that part, but it won't hurt to say it. So yeah, keep in mind storyboards is the basics of the basics. It doesn't take a long time, and it's usually messy and weird, but when you do the final work, it becomes, or it helps you in a lot of ways, making your final work much easier. It's a good preview for your work and how it's going. At the same time, it's a way to test the story and how it's going. So yeah, and it's also a way of you maybe discovering a certain position you're not familiar with, then you can train more on it. But I just wanted to give you I guess to give you, or to like, I forgot the word. I just want you to keep in mind this repetition mistake. I'm lost of words today. So keep that in mind, And sorry about the noise. I live in an area in which the high road is just 2 streets away, so you hear cars and weird noises, so it's pretty randomly normal. That's it for this video. Do you have a request of some sort? I'm actually doing, or I'm thinking of doing a tutorial on different school uniforms. How do you like that? I found it pretty interesting because I'm kind of looking for like, I have a certain school uniform theme in mind, and I want to give it like different accessories and stuff to make every character of my story look unique. You know, one with a jacket, another one with a sweater, someone else with a tie, someone else with not wearing a tie. So what do you think? You want a tutorial in which I show you different designs of high school uniforms? It's an interesting idea. So if you like it, tell me in the comments. I'm kind of free and bored, so I'm thinking of doing some weird tutorials up ahead, or ideas. If you have any weird ideas, not how to draw hands, face, or stuff like that, I want to do like crazy stuff, like how to draw school uniforms. Give me, I guess, say it in the comments. If it's crazy enough or catches my interest, maybe I'll do it. I want to go back on doing how to draw videos and stuff like that. So yeah, that's it. I'll see you later. So bye.